What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the End Zone. Back here with Coach Phil Reacts to talk more CFL after an awesome week 11 in Canadian football. A lot of games that I think were surprising. We're going to cover that and we're going to do some previews and predictions. But before we talk about any games, we got to talk about the Edmonton Elks getting their first win of the season. Coach Phil, what you got?
They played probably their most complete game of the season. They played all four quarters of great football. Hats off to that defense getting into the backfield and getting to the quarterback. That was what I've been waiting to see from them. They showed glimpses of it against Winnipeg, and I said previously that I needed to see all four quarters from them, and they did that. Defense cut down on the mistakes and the penalties, and obviously Trey Ford controlled the game. He controlled the offense, played at a strong pace for their offense, and I like what I saw. So hats off to all the Edmonton Elks and their organization, players, coaches, and I'll even give credit to Chris Jones, man. I'll give credit where credit is due, man. Great game.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute myself. Yeah, that was just awesome. I think it was awesome just to see them get a win. You know, like that to me was just it. Like, I hate seeing a team like that lose. You hate it for the players, hate it for the coaches, hate it for the fans. Now maybe they can build off some momentum off of really an exciting week where we also saw Saskatchewan Roughriders, who have slowly made a push, another backup quarterback. So every single team that won last week had basically a backup quarterback not come in for that game and win, but a guy who's not starting win that game. So, did you watched already the Rough Riders? Almost said Roughnecks, mixing league Rough Riders game.
Yeah, I loved what we did. We put out a great performance against BC, and it was really surprising because I was kind of wondering what Delegala was going to do. Jake Delegala was going to do, but he proved me wrong. Man, I was hesitant, but he showed out. We had a really good run game. Got Jamal Morrow in the end zone. Man, that's what we need to keep doing, is feeding the ball a little bit more. The offensive line looked stout. They held their own. I don't think Delegala got sacked that much. I don't think he got sacked at all during the game, but that was cool.
Defense, one sack, I think.
One sack. That's way better than what we've been putting up the last 4 weeks or so. But I will say that inside the box, the defense showed up. We got an interception. We made plays. But Vernon took the top off of our coverage, man. I was very frustrated when they were making their comeback. Which kind of exposed like a weakness that we do have, is our secondary is kind of shaky at times. Like they'll have great games where they shut down everything, and in the clutch will make a play, but you can't have those moments where your top gets blown off, if you know what I'm saying. So, real good game, got a bye week, and come back and go make a push for that last spot.
Yeah, it got scary there for a second. There was an opportunity, really. I mean, that comeback was real. How about that Samuel Emulus catch? I think I said his name right.
Yeah,
where he went up and got it.
Yeah, so it's funny. He made two great catches. Obviously, the one that was a touchdown, but the one that he made, I think it was the same drive. I mean, it was next drive or the drive before that. He made a phenomenal catch there too. So he was all over the place. And our receivers with KSB back now, that's four receivers that can just whoop ass. I was going to say it. They're going to whoop ass and do what they need to do. I'm really impressed to see how the offense has been working. And this is what they needed to be out the gate, but it really doesn't matter. It's when you click and everything hits right. That's when you got to roll off some wins. You got to get at least 2-3 in a row and get some consistency, and everything will be good. So really good game from them.
Yeah. And then Winnipeg almost upset by Calgary in an interesting game where Calgary, again, doesn't really have much offensive production in terms of scoring majors, as the Canadians call them. I call them touchdowns. Another interesting game, but Drew Brown's been playing really well. Just another guy who's come in and served his role. He's got 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Like, you always worry putting a new guy in, especially in the CFL, where you got to really adjust. But he's been playing lights out, and that's still a good Calgary defense, right? So I thought that he played fairly well.
Yeah, Calgary's defense is like they're they're just overly aggressive. And I like that kind of defense, but you have to, the downside of it is you got to get to the quarterback. And there's a difference between like, I've compared BC's defense to Calgary's defense. Calgary's defense is just old school. We're going to get to the quarterback, all out blitz, and we just hope the secondary can get some interceptions. Whereas BC is more sophisticated. They'll get to the quarterback, but they're going to make you make mistakes as an offense, and they're going to capitalize. And it's going to be multiple interceptions or fumbles or sacks. They're all over the board statistically. And with Calgary's game, man, I don't know what's happening. I just don't know week by week. We don't know what's going to happen with Mayer. We don't know if the defense is going to shore up the back end. It was tough. And worst, lastly, I will say Drew Brown been playing great. I think this was the first game I've seen where he actually had to play, and he faced some adversity in the game. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't big 400-yard pass game like Vernon Adams had against Saskatchewan, but it was just enough to get the win. And that's what you want for your backup. Plug him in, make some plays, be consistent, and just get us the W until our main guy gets back.
Yeah. And he also got help from his defense with the pick 6. I believe they took it all the way back.
Yep,
kind of got mad at my TV when I saw that happen. May or may not have turned it off. And then Montreal and Ottawa, another like great, like Ottawa. I don't know that Ottawa is like a great all-around football team right now, but they're always in close games, and they're always going to be like a tough team that you don't want to play. Montreal, again, backup quarterback situation, they squeak one out, and I thought that was a really fantastic game too. Another 1-point difference. So 2 games decided by literally one point. So, I mean, just incredible games across the board from the Canadian Football League.
Just great games overall. And to speak on the Montreal-Ottawa game, man, that was just a fun game because it looked like it was going to be a sleeper. It could have been a sleeper of the game, but funny how it worked out was the Winnipeg-Calgary game was a great defensive game, but Ottawa and Montreal was just a much better all-around back-and-forth game. Ottawa, as far as them, man, I thought they're just like a piece or 2 pieces away from putting it all together. And maybe it'll be next season that they can put it all together, but unless they make a move, before playoffs and all that. But they have the team. They have a team that can eke into the playoffs. Finishing the game is tough.
It's very tough. And now it becomes a mental thing too, where you get within 1 score, you're in the 4th quarter, you've been here before, like seems like every single week the Ottawa Red Blacks are in this position. They started off winning them, and now they're starting to lose grip of how to win. And that's just part of sports, man. That's tough.
Luck of the draw, man. Anything's possible, and you just gotta capitalize. That's all it is.
Yeah. Here are the rankings. We've seen some movement, and we've seen a lot of rising from 2 teams. So first, Montreal moving up number 4, just in terms of how the season has gone, and Saskatchewan moving back up, which has been crazy to see, but they're back. They needed a win, and they got a really important win. I think that BC win was huge for the team. They can now believe that, hey, we can play with the best of them. That was a really good win.
Yeah. I think that right now, first of all, it's good to see us in the top 5 right now. That's a good thing to see for Saskatchewan. I do like to see that, right now the rankings are this is a perfect ranking right here. This is perfect. Like, this is the first time I'm going to agree with the ranking and like nothing needs to be changed. Moving forward right now, we're going to see what happens in week 12 with Saskatchewan being off a week, and then who could possibly move up to that 5 spot. Will we get bumped down, or who going to step up? That's the thing. Wouldn't change it.
Yeah, and then Edmonton moving up finally to number 8. So they
out the doldrum, out the dungeon.
It was the perfect storm in Hamilton.
I got a question for you.
Yep.
Do you think Edmonton, if everything just happened in a perfect world, do you think Edmonton could get in the playoffs?
No way.
No hope.
No way. I wouldn't bet $5 on it. No way. Even if I could double it.
Oh, wow.
It's just too much competition. They got to win at home first. So that home streak is because they won away. They won at Hamilton.
Yeah,
They still haven't won at home,
that's
which
their
they still hold the longest professional losing streak at home. So
that's their playoff win right there is win a game at home.
exactly. I think it's build momentum right
Yeah.
here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got some good pieces, obviously. Now's the time to build momentum, maybe fire your head coach and move on.
That man, I'll we're gonna have a party on the channel when that happens, man.
All right, so here were some of the honor rolls from Pro Football Focus. Finally seeing some Edmonton Elks
Mm-hmm.
on there. Trey Ford played fantastic, although maybe give it to Jake Dolagala, but they do their grades. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But it's also I'm happy. I'm so happy for him to see him after all that he's had to go through. I can't imagine what it's like being on the sideline knowing that you're probably more talented than the two guys. And no offense to the two guys who are playing in front of him, but Trey Ford, after watching 2 games, it's pretty evident that he definitely belongs in this league. So I'm excited. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, I with everything with Trey, man. And we've talked about it ad nauseum here on the channel, but it is what it is. What happened the first 8 weeks happened. Now it's about looking forward and establishing yourself as the guy moving forward. And Trey's showing it. Now, can he reel off a couple more wins? Maybe get them to 3 or 4 wins just to break somewhat even and be like, all right, we got 4.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we can do next season. Can we get 8? Or can we go further than that? So you got to take the baby steps with him. And if you're going to make him the future, nurture him. Don't try to force too much. Like you threw him in the fire now, but nurture him at the same time. As far as the rest of the honor roll, JB, James Butler, deserves it. Stephen Dunbar had a great game. O-line, D-line, I'm not going to argue that. Michael Johnson made big plays for us. Tyrell Richards, really underrated. To me, underrated as an LB can be in the CFL. Demario Houston, my dog, man, he's playing good out here right now. Jamison Sheehan, for some reason, the kickers this season just have had bad luck, but he's doing his thing. And TJ Brunson, good games for him. I like this list.
Yeah, Stephen Dunbar, 4 catches and 2 of those were touchdowns. So that's a good day as a wide receiver. Efficient.
I was just about to say that. Efficiency at its best.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so here are the games upcoming, and I think we got some exciting matchups here. Opportunity for an upset right off the bat. Montreal at Winnipeg. I expect we'll see Zach Caleros back.
Yeah.
I'll have to check up on that. I mean, he probably maybe could have played last week. If not, Drew Brown, still, again, he's really good. And it's also at Winnipeg. So that makes it tough. And then also, we're probably going to get Cody Fajardo back. So we might have a game with 2 healthy quarterbacks back in the CFL, which we haven't been able to say for a lot of times this season. A lot of times it's been a mixture or backup versus backup. So I hope we get health on health, strength on strength, because these are 2 really good football teams. And I think it could be very interesting. What are your thoughts?
I like the Montreal Winnipeg matchup. I saw Cody Fajardo is going to start. Yeah. Mike O'Shea he never really gives you the yay or nay. He takes the Belichick route about he may play, he may not play, but he said that Zach is looking good this week at practice. So I'm looking to see. I think Zach will start. This will be a really good matchup. It's going to come down to for Montreal, Sean Lemon's got to at least have 2-3 sacks. Sean's been playing out of his mind since he signed with Montreal. So he's going to be an X factor for them. Winnipeg, obviously, their offense is just nasty. Call it what it is, man. It's just nasty offense. So getting Zach his footing back after being off 2 weeks, he'll come back in, make plays. So I'm kind of torn on who I want to go with this week. So it's up in the air on that one.
Yeah, I'd say Winnipeg at home, pretty safe. Montreal hasn't proven they can beat one of the top teams yet. So for me, it's I'll call it when I see it, and Montreal hasn't done it yet, so I'll be
Yeah.
safe and go with Winnipeg.
Yeah.
All right, next game, Calgary at Toronto.
Mm.
Calgary wants to win this game. They probably have to keep Toronto under 20 points, and I don't see them doing that, so I'm going Toronto.
This is to me, this is the game of the week because it could be very
Really?
interesting to see what happens. An aggressive defense like Calgary against what I consider a finesse offense from Toronto. Because Toronto, just like I said about Trey Ford and Edmonton, they go at their own pace. The difference with Toronto, though, is Toronto says, all right, we're gonna move you right here, and we're gonna move you over here. And we're gonna mix in a couple runs here with AJ. We're gonna give it to Andrew. Oh, we're gonna get to Gittins over here. You know, there's so many things Toronto can do.
Mm-hmm.
But they did drop one to Calgary. So I don't know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen with this one. We got to remember that. They gave Toronto their first L. So
true.
this is a good one, right? This might be the game of the week right here.
Okay. Okay. I was going to go my game of the week. I was going to save it for last. We'll get to that. Hamilton and BC. So a beat up Hamilton and a team that's kind of trending downwards versus a BC team that just came off of an upset.
I feel bad for Hamilton. I feel bad for the Hamilton fan base and just they got all this talent and they're at the bottom of the rankings this week. I just don't know. But BC's at home, correct? They're at home.
Yep.
Put 45 on them and call it a day.
Yep. I think that's safe to
say. They're gonna
say.
the score.
This could be the biggest spread we
Yeah.
see of the weekend, for sure. Then Ottawa and Edmonton. I think this will be a close game. I really do. And I'm torn.
This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, this is my game of the week. This is my game of the week. You got two offenses that have mobile quarterbacks. They're feisty. It's gonna be fun. I'm super, super excited to see this game.
I gotta sit up for this one, man, because Trey's gonna put on a show. Dustin's gonna put on a show. They're both teams mirror each other, but it's gonna be fun just to watch both of these guys run around in circles doing NASCAR donuts. I love it. Both defenses are what they are. I do give the edge to Ottawa a little bit just because of their defense. I know Edmonton's defense stepped up majorly this past week, but Ottawa's done a little more over the season. They've shown up when it counts. Edmonton's defense is just now, I wouldn't say peaking, but they're kind of looking over the fence, look like, hey, we're here too. So this will be the game. I take that back with Calgary, Toronto. I'm gonna go with Ottawa and Edmonton on the game of the week right here, man. Anything's possible.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be fun. And gosh, I know what I want to pick. I want to pick Edmonton, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. They break their losing streak at home. This is the week.
This is the week.
Well, let's look at the remaining home games on the schedule.
Let's look at it.
All right, so Edmonton. Folks, schedule.
See, now you got me looking too.
This is a very beatable team.
You think so?
I think so. I think it'll be a hard game to win. But
it's going to come down to it's going to come to that who has the ball that last 40 30 seconds.
Okay, so remaining schedule after this game. They do host Calgary. Okay, so that game could be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
They host BC. They host Montreal. That's it. So which team do you think they have the best chance of winning at home? Ottawa, Calgary, Saskatchewan, or BC?
Calgary.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I won't make that a personal attack on my team or my feelings or anything. But okay, that's fair. But I'm gonna go Edmonton because it's where my heart leans, and I want them to get a win. and I can do that. It's my YouTube channel. I can make my own decisions now. I'm a grown man ish.
Now you're getting it. See, I knew some of my philosophy was gonna wear off on you at some point. Man, you know what? Since you picked Edmonton, fuck it, I'm gonna go with Edmonton too. I got to. I gotta ride with Trey, man. I love Ottawa. If Ottawa Red Black Season, y'all know I love y'all, but this might be Trey's game to solidify himself as the QB of the future. You break the streak at home.
2 wins in a row. Let's do it. All right, that's awesome. Any more points you want to make before we end the broadcast?
There is one. I will say this. I'm really disappointed in Hamilton. And I made this point in my video when I reacted to the Edmonton Hamilton game. They talk so much crap. They talk so much before the season about we're hosting the Grey Cup and we want to be at home for the Grey Cup. And all, what have you done? Like, what have you really done to establish that y'all are gonna be there? And I understand things happen. I understand you lost Bo. You put all your stock into having Bo. But damn, like how much lower can you go? I don't know what's going on with Hamilton. They got all this talent. They have all the talent. And they finally have a run game with James Butler. They've got weapons at receiver. They've got a strong line. And I hear people talk about, oh, it's the head coach. And I don't really know bro like that. But from what I've noticed, his offense is just so it's predictable. Screen here, screen there, screen here, screen there. We're going to inside zone with JB. We're going to run JB into the ground. Well, why? Like, I don't know, man. I need Hamilton to do something to show me that they're going to come back next season or make at least a run or something. This is not what I expected. For all that talk they did, you're not backing it up. You're looking like the Denver Broncos right now. So either we going to ride or we going to fall apart.
That's honestly a great comparison. I was never like, again, I was like obviously being a Calgary fan. And I could have changed to Toronto when DeVaris Daniels moved to Toronto. He's the only reason I was a Calgary fan. I'll be honest with you, because of Notre Dame. That's the connection. But I stuck with Calgary. I've got a shirt, stuck with my team.
Yeah.
And like sort of towards the end of Bo Levi Mitchell's Calgary stint, like he was very good in the beginning. Don't get me wrong. Grey Cup. Very good quarterback. Not trying to say anything bad about his name or anything. But like when he went to Hamilton and then all the talk started happening, I was like, really? Like, is he really gonna like there are other quarterbacks in the league that I think would have like he's just, I don't know, maybe it's just him getting old. Like his arm strength just doesn't seem as great as it once was. But he still makes the very gutsy decisions that he does. And I think it makes it harder when he just doesn't have his talent. Like the accuracy isn't really there as much as it was. And that's normal because of age. When you get older, things get harder.
Yeah, but here's the thing, like you're coming into a team that had the best receiver in all, next to Geno Lewis, obviously, but Tim White had a great season. I think he was ranked the number one guy, like number one receiver, or I think it was him or Geno was number one or number two at who was the better receiver. That's last season. Usually, it's been a quiet season from Tim White, and that's mainly because they expected Bo to be the guy to get him the ball and let him make plays. And yet they still have Duke Williams. They've got I'm gonna botch his name. Godwin.
Oh, from Georgia.
Yeah, Goodwin. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
him.
I literally just texted my brother about him the other day.
Yeah,
he had a really good game.
Really good players. He's got all the pieces, and yet, and I know injuries are part of the game. It happens. But if last season proved anything with Bo, it's like, is it a downward trend right now? You gave him all this money. You got 3 years with him. What are you gonna do? So, my last thing with it is, believe me, I love his game, this guy's game. I love what he can do, but I expected more out of him. Simone Lawrence has
Mhm.
talked so much, and I love Simone. I love his game. He's a Hall of Fame, certified Hall of Famer when it's all done. But I want to issue a challenge to him. Get your defense right. You the leader. You the vet. You are the longest tenured Hamilton Tiger Cat. The defense is unacceptable. From just me to him, like this is not a standard Hamilton defense that I've seen the last couple of years. And I don't know if it's because of that coming off of that sad Grey Cup loss, but this is not what I expected. So I want to issue a challenge and like, get your guys right, get it together. You lead by example. I love that you're a trash talker. I'm a trash talker too. But get your guys to back up the talk that you talk. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. And then the name was Terry Godwin.
Terry Godwin. There you go.
Yeah.
There's so many Goodwins, Godwins in football. I can't keep up no more.
I know.
But yeah, that's I would like for Simone Lawrence to get his defense right, because he is the captain. He is the guy on that defense, man. Step up and get him right, and maybe y'all can do something to get out the dungeon right now.
Fair enough. Awesome. Well, we got a nice week ahead of us, and we'll be back again 6:30 Central Time next Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, y'all. Take it easy.